Right, we are back. Thank you for hanging around. So this achievement is basically watch the credits. So we're just going to power through. Power through. We are still 5 behind, but there we go. No spoilers, get tissues. Oh no, is it going to be a sad one? Jeez. Right, I've got tissues. Okay, we're on a boat. We are on a boat. Don't panic. And we are going to miss as many missables as we can because we can't afford to complete a game. And plus, short games are good for UHH. I'm in control. Oh! Right. Well. Edith Finch. Played The Walking Dead. Oh. Right, hang on. What am I meant to be pressing here to open this book? Let's put the reticule on because I can't see what's going down. Can I just watch the credits? I'm just going to have a very quick check whether I can just watch the credits. It says the ending credits. It says the ending credits. Do you reckon it'll count? Try it, yeah, let's just try it. Because that would be freaking amazing. If not, then we're only wasting a little bit. There's like a pop-up of a picture. It's worth it, isn't it? Really is. Okay, we're wasting 2 minutes, if that. And plus, I don't know what I'm supposed to press anyway to get this thing to work, so... No. Oh, damn. If it does work, I'm going to give that away for my opponent. They've not got it yet. God, if it does work, I can't not sync it. Can you get through the entire game without getting any achievements? I don't know. Let's just see if it works. This would be really random if it works. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get the giggles now. Okay, no, that didn't work. Okay, special ending credits. Okay, right. Question. What am I supposed to be pressing? Ah! Apparently, the trigger.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay. Right. Oh no, it's another slow walking.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Pretty foxglove.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, sad. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'll forgive them not being able to
my mother left
sprint.
me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work, but it was worth a try. It was worth a try, and it only wasted 2 minutes.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Aww, it's a deer. Hello, dear. How you doing?
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
The house knows the answer. It's a psychic house! It's a psychic house, oh no!
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Looks like the Weasley's house. It's got all those
As a
extra
child,
rooms in a tree.
the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Jump scares? Okay. I'm not sure I want jump scares, but hey. Are we crawling in through the doggy whatever?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
That's just weird. Right. Yes, we're crawling in through the doggy door apparently. Now I'm concerned there's going to be jump scares.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Cool. Okay.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a
Ew.
bomb had gone off, killing everyone
Ew.
but sparing the furniture.
Moldy. That's gross.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Wow. There's no jump scares. Okay, good.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I will totally scream if...
Even the fireplace had a story.
Ooh.
Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
After it sank. Interesting. I love the text effects.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Heh.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Whoa, this is weird. Why is that door sealed off? That's weird and freaky.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Okay. Missing brothers, dead grandmas. Let's go upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Sealed up all the bedrooms.
I spent a
Okay.
lot of time
Ooh.
playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Ooh! I just unlocked a book.
Turns out,
Nice.
my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Whoa.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay. controller's vibrating.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Whoa. This is just weird.
Reading
This
this,
is kinda cool, though.
maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
I've actually no idea what to expect in this, except that I know there's like different game styles and stuff.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Okay, that's cute. Yeah, I just saw that it was like
Being
a
inside for the first time,
game, so-
I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I'm not really expecting anything. Other than I'm not entirely sure what my purpose is at this point, so I'm just gonna, you know... Edie and Sven, Molly... It's like a Cluedo board. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing, so... Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
We're totally eating the gerbil.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Also, I think there's poop in there. That's gross.
Mom, can I come out now?
Okay, this is really creepy.
It's late. Go to sleep.
This is really creepy. Why is that? Why lock the kids in their rooms? I guess because the brother disappeared. Oh, it's a goldfish. I could eat toilet paper. I've eaten paper before as a kid.
I kept eating and eating.
We're eating toothpaste. That's probably not great. We are very short.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I'm not sure you should eat holly or plastic berries. It's not good.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
I'm a cat. Okay, cool. I am happy with that. Ah, that's how I jump.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I'm a cat, I'm a cat, I'm a
Mom
cat.
and Dad didn't even look at me.
I'm a cat! This is awesome!
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Where's she gone?
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Cannibalistic
I gobbled
child.
her up,
Whoa.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Okay, this is kind of cool.
Rabbits.
Ha! Did I get a rabbit? I got a bunny rabbit!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up,
That's a bit
and I
gross.
didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
This is really cool.
A mama rabbit.
Mama rabbit. Oops. Paying attention. Yeah, I got a bunny.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Do owls eat rabbits?
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay. I'm a shark in a tree. How am I a shark in a tree? I'm a shark in a tree. I'm stuck on a tree. This is the weirdest game ever. I love it. Sadly, certain sharks need to be in water to survive because the gills. So I'm basically
I rolled
dying.
off a cliff and into the ocean.
Go.
Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
I don't care if I missed an achievement. I kind of
tore
want
off her
to miss an
flipper,
achievement.
and it tasted really good.
Yeah, I want to miss the achievements because what I want to do is not finish the game. Because I only have a 3-game leeway on completions. Come back here, seal.
I
I'm gonna
grabbed
eat
on
you.
tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I am a tentacle. Yes, exactly that one.
Now
It may
I was
show
a
it.
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
This kid has an overactive imagination. I love it. Yeah, plus the achievement may show up in a later round. I'm okay with that. Oh, I'm stuck under a car. Stuck under a car. No, it still counts in the knockout. They check before the knockout.
I was big.
That's what
and I
Rich said
moved
anyway,
real
so...
quiet.
But anyway, there's no point in getting unnecessary achievements. I just ate a human. Yeah, what Jesse said. I just ate a human. I'm not okay with that. This is really weird. Oh, get up the stairs, you silly tentacle. No, okay, fine. Don't get up the stairs. There we go.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor,
That's another one. Oops. Okay, this is really weird to control. I haven't got another achievement. I don't want to, as I said, I want to get, I'm trying not to get the achievements.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
That's cool.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
That's cool. I'm just gonna do what happens, see what happens as I go along. I mean, I've got 3 games. You know, leeway just in case.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, is this parents' room?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, that was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I got Serial Cleaner and Unwritten Tales stack for the 360, but they don't have enough players to count, and there was nothing else.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Wow. 1917. Oh, need to take my meds. 1 second, where to put my thing? Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Mind blown. Why is your mind blown? Right, that's Molly. 1937 to 9. She was 10?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
This is kind of creepy. Aha.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Why are we booming?
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Interesting.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Odin. Okay, how do I make it change clicky things? Ah, there we go.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Johan, that's my achievement, is Johan.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
He set sail with his house.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Interesting. So I'm guessing we're just sort of trying to complete this book. Okay, that's a cool door. Nah.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That's hilarious. Oh, this is a really nice game. I'm liking
Even in
this
her
game.
90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Ugh. Do not.
It was a
like
pretty
pink
big trace.
Ah, I wonder if this... There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh my god, this is weird, but I love it. This is great.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Milton. Milton's been here as well. Fort Calvin. Ah, I see. Two brothers in this room. It's gotta be. There's a line across it. Though apparently,
I knew Grandpa
you know.
Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Interesting.
I guess my
And-
grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
You wouldn't have tried to.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
I always wondered if I
then
could go all the way
maybe
around.
he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd
Swing,
already made up
and
his
then
mind.
the swing snapped and I nearly broke my arm, so...
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
I swear some of the boys actually made it go round. Like some of the one of the ones in the park, but... I'm going all the way around! Whee! This is
The day
gonna
he
end
made up his mind to
poorly.
fly.
Whoa.
And he did.
I mean, dangerous as heck, but kind of cool.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
God. Milton. Oh, I see. Molly was... Ah, right, when Molly was the kid, but still died young. Interesting. 11. Oh, that's kind of sad.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, that's why it was roped off. Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I want all these secrety things. This is like an extremely cool house. If I ever had the money to be able to afford to, like, build a completely custom house,
The passages were a pretty
it
tight
would have a
fit.
secret passageway.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
This is a very cool house. Milton! Milton was also here.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Jeez, that's creepy. Oh no, hang on. No, I don't want to go back in. I just got out of that.
All the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
16?
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Oh my god!
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Right, so we're gonna do
20
that
minutes later,
at some point.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Jack's voice is weird.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Ha! Yes. never say you'll be back in a second in a horror story. There's a crutch down here.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
This is kind of cool. Ah, bloodstains. Whoa, don't hit
The
it.
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Ew. And also, that's probably the saw that her dad got, like, cut on. That's probably why there's blood.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh! Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
It is kind of like The Wolf Among Us.
Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
This is basically The Wolf Among Us. It's really done very well in the comic. Whoa, skates, that's always sensible. Throw skates down. Ah, Walter. Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, shit!
Barb returned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. Into where he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Ah.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
This is Molly's room.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
It's a not slip on the skate. Just in case. Disappeared when I told him down. Ooh, new follower. There. Yep.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
The doorbell. Ooh. I can also hear myself. That was a weird thing. Maybe if I just actually...
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
here.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor
Okay, that's just...
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ew.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh dear, that was bad.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Interesting. 16. Yeah, pun for scruff. Okay. I think we've got to go back in here. Right.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
No, we can't get up there. Though there's some kind of wire. No, there's a plug. Okay. Let's go.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Let's go and find the basement key then, shall we? Now I can go in the basement. Nice. This is a really clever little story. Sven.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Oh look, there's the saw.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, interesting.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Interesting. It's like some kind of fallout shelter type thing. Oh, at least he lived longer.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
How did this family procreate?
On our first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive.
Whoa! The controller's going nuts.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
A routine. This is like that bunker game. Which
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
My God, does it really need to be this vibratey?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
Yes.
Almost friendly.
I really wouldn't eat out of a can. It's the bunker without the pooping. Yes, exactly. I literally played this game last night.
Stop. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Ah, that's how we get out. I was wondering how we get out.
I know it's out there, somewhere.
Yeah.
Whatever killed Barbara.
How does this family procreate if so many people die?
And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Why aren't we just going up? Why are we going through a wall?
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
I hardly
I'm going to
think walking on a
appreciate
train
all
track
of it,
is a good idea.
Especially the food.
Walking on a train
I
track
don't
is
mind if
never
I
a
only
good
have a
idea.
year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be
Hour?
happy with one
Or a
more
minute?
day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yep. Boom. Smushed by a train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Okay, right, where next?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Let's please not get smushed by a train. I could feel the thingy vibrating with the track train.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Oh, go down, stupid person. Down the ladder, down the ladder. Come on. Bear with me while I try to get it to actually... Yeah, I need to set something on fire. Right, third time's the charm. God, there are a lot of bugs.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
don't really want to know what that is. That looks gross.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two,
Milton.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else.
Is it Milton? Yes, Milton.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Wow. There's no more trains on there then.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Ah, yes, possibly pregnant. That does seem... yeah.
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Yeah. I thought she meant the missing brother.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Yeah, either pregnant or she's talking to her brother. Or both. I don't know.
And when you look
Either
at
way.
the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Odd controls, I have to say. Right trigger and using the thingamajig. Yeah, I'm really descriptive, I am. Control stick.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, we're going to the cemetery. That's not creepy at all.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of
Derpy.
the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Dorpy Jr. Charlie was a cat? I don't know. Wow, that's just weird. That is just really...
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly was a cat who met the bird. Died 2 days after the birthday. Calvin wanted to fly. Sven chopped off something. Edie. Ah, lived the longest. Are we Edie? Hunk knit fudbedek. Hub knit fudek. Walter. Was Walter the one that got hit by the train? Yeah. Barbara was the star. That's kind of cool.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Boat and a sinking house. Well, I mean, you know.
She
that's
could
sort
see
of
it
perfect,
poking
isn't
out
it?
of the water at low tide.
Oh, bless. It's kind of cool. It's a brick. My house is going to sleep. I bet you all wanted to hear that.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
liking this game. This game is very cool.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory was... Wow. Yeah. Sam obviously was in the army. Gus. Wow. This is kind of sad, but... yeah.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, well... What was I...
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Oh, I watched
Part
13
of me
Reasons
thinks
Why
this
again.
is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for myself.
I'm not ready to cry yet. It's very rare that a game actually moves me to tears. To be very good characterization.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ha! There we go. Good call, Olgash. I'm not entirely sure we should be climbing like that. Ladder? No. Ah! Ladder. Right, let's not get stuck under the treehouse thing. Or fall through the window, because that would be embarrassing.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Yeah, it's really cool, Jesse. Obviously I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but, you know, anyone that's already played it, I guess. It's not really a spoiler, and why are there creepy photos? Excuse me?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I totally just took a picture of him peeing.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. you're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
I will script 7. Okay, that's cool.
Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see.
I don't know how many there are in this game, actually.
Maybe.
10?
Or was it?
10. Yeah, that's 3 achievements.
It could have been. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
I'm trying to kind of find a deer, but you know. You're giving directions by pointing. Are you pointing at the screen? That's cool. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to find a deer, but I think I'm probably going about it the wrong. Ah, nope.
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot,
cool.
let me get a picture of you.
Where are you?
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Whoa.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Aww. Sad face.
Sorry,
Alright,
Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Come on,
Hang
get up
on,
there.
kiddo. Just trying to get a shot of the two of us together.
What am I meant to be doing? Am I meant to be doing something? Ah.
Crap.
Ah.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
Oh crap! Oh god, that was a bit ridiculous.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That was ridiculous.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Lots of climbing around. I'm not imagining
After
this
Sam
attic is
died,
particularly healthy.
my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Gregory.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his
Either that,
imagination.
or he's just gonna drown.
Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy.
There we go.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Why he dies when he's only
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About
I'm gonna
everything.
go with you shouldn't leave a baby in the bath alone. Whatever the case.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too.
That's
Good luck,
a little
Kay.
too disturbing.
Love, Sam.
A little too disturbing.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Whee!
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I remember.
Husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Sorry, I'm just getting distracted because it sounds like thunder, but I think it's a truck outside. I'm not entirely sure how to trigger the next wordy thing. So. Ah,
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
How do I trigger? Next one. Damn it. Where's the black text? Ah. They've already read that one, haven't they?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Tent. I just saw the tent. No? Aha! Clever.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Wow.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Whoa!
But I didn't. Until we found you.
Uh-oh.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Right, where next? Mid routine. Oh, I thought we could. Oh, no, we can climb.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh. Very cool.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Though it does appear that Sanjay also died, because I seem to remember seeing.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Okay. That was probably not what I was supposed to do. That looks more like what I'm supposed
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Because they had, like, memorialized rooms for everybody.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
It's just weird.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Paint. Feels relevant.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Yes, very acrobatic for 22 weeks pregnant. How many? Trying to figure out how many months that is. 6? Five and a half. Okay, I was close.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Okay.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Interesting. Very well done, this story. Very well done. Very, very, very well. I like it.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
He lives in a boat. Boat on a house in a tree. With a hookah pipe.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
That's true, failure.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
What am I meant to do?
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
This is interesting.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Brother, Tale of Two Sons, when I'm controlling two different things
Then
with
something
different
moved.
curses.
Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
This is very cool.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Puppy!
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
Fishhead RPG Simulator 2017.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him
his goddamn hand.
that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor.
Fantasy.
And he won. They begged him to stay. but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
Elder scales, I like that.
Away from our reality.
The Elder Scales. I'm trying to now think of it.
Minneapolis.
Skyrim.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
I don't know any more Elder Scrolls games.
In Louisville, he heard rumors of a...
Skyrim, is that right?
beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for...
rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Making it very deep.
He followed the sound of his...
electric sitar.
Electric sitar.
This is way cool. I am still doing the fish.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
East of the sun and west of the moon. Sounds geographically implausible.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Sitar hero.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Ah, now I'm getting coordination issues.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
He was a god, I guess. Come on, walk.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Yeah, it very much is a rub your belly and
My
pat your head
imagination
kind of
is as
situation.
real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Don't worry. I think we're all a little bit confused.
Began
in a
to
good
forget
way.
the world
It's not
we
like
know.
a Virginia way.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
A cat? Please be a cat, that would be awesome.
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Kiss the prince, obviously.
Bend down his head.
Ah.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Wow. Blah. 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 That's what I have to say to that.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
And up we go.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
I love this house. It's amazing.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Interesting.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car and... I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That was an ending. That's one epic house. Right. Obviously the kids' pictures of the pictures of the people when they were kids. Alright, bleep bloop, everything ends. 100G, finish all stories. That was a really awesome story. That was the first achievement I've got. That's pretty good. It's still well under 2 hours, so not bad. I need to take a short bathroom break before the next stream. 103 minutes. Don't know why uptime doesn't work, but 104 minutes. Yeah, most of it is missable. So I should end it with 2 achievements. Ah, whoop, bleep bloop. Aha! Thanks, Johan. And there we go. That is my UHH achievement. May as well leave it till the end of the credits. But that was a really good game. That was a really good game. And that makes 12. Still down, 12, 16, but yeah, boom. That was a really good game. That was a really, really, really good game. Okay, I'm going to leave the credits on and go to the bathroom, because, you know, then at least they'll be in the video. I'll be right back. want Edith to play from the beginning. Or replay a story. Okay, right, we are going to switch streams.